Hi, this is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I just want to talk to you about the two main reasons why it's so difficult to love your body. So, if you have been watching these videos, or if you've been kind of on a self-love, body love journey, and you're struggling and you're finding that it's really difficult and you feel like you're hitting a wall over and over and over again and you're never able to get yourself to a place where you actually can say that you love yourself, and maybe you feel like you tolerate your body at sometimes, but you still fall into old patterns of thought and behavior that obviously do not reflect love towards your body. I just want this video to kind of encourage you that you're not alone, and that this journey is a journey and it takes time, and that it's not an overnight thing. It's not a thing you get done in a week or a month or sometimes year or many years, because it's so much deeper than just learning to love your body. Okay, so there are two main reasons why we as a human race find it so difficult to get to a loving place with our body. And the first reason is because we are so trained to fear our emotions and to fear our feelings and to fear our intuition and to ignore all of these things that we have been taught essentially in our society, to scapegoat all that stuff onto our bodies. Okay, so it is not uncommon for people to say, you know, like, I feel fat today, or I feel crappy in my body, or I feel gross. And, you know, especially in the anti-anorexia movement and stuff like that, they have a saying like, fat is not a feeling. And the reason that they say that is because it's so common. It's so common for us to scapegoat so much of what's going on with us onto our bodies. Okay, and especially as women, it's normal to sit around and talk about how we don't like our thighs and we don't like our bellies and what diet we're going to go on and how we don't like how our clothes fit and blah, 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 blah. And we get out so much of our complaining about how we feel about our lives and how we feel about ourselves through our bodies. And it's not really our bodies that are the problem. It's like, you know, we're in a relationship that's really not right for us, or we're in a job that's not right for us, or we're just living a life in general that's not in alignment with who we are. And instead of us being able to go into our emotions and go into our, you know, thoughts and our truth, we're afraid to go to those dark places. We're afraid to really dig into what's going on there. So we scapegoat it all onto our bodies. And I can tell you from personal experience, obviously, that I have huge experience with that. Okay, when I was anorexic and all before that, and then while I was recovering from anorexia, I realized that, you know, like, a huge part of my coping mechanism for life was scapegoating everything onto my body, right? So I had huge emotions, you know, I had huge sadness and huge pain and huge anger and huge disappointment and all of these kind of negative emotions that I had no tools in the moment that I knew to help me deal with those emotions and with those feelings and what was going on with me. And because I was so confused and because I had such strong negative feelings, I needed to funnel them somewhere. I needed to funnel them somewhere that made me feel like I had some power, and that was onto my body. Because the thing is, it's very easy to say that you're going to go on a diet. It's very easy to say that you're going to increase your exercise. It's easy to say that I will be happy when I lose 20 pounds. Because it's physical reality, right? It's tactile. It's something that you can feel, you can touch, you can see. And you often feel like you have some power there and some control there. Whereas with your emotions and with your feelings, we don't tend to feel like we have power and control there. And it's very non-tactile. It's obviously, right, you can't feel touch your emotions. You can't see your emotions. They're not on the physical plane. And so we find that we perceive them as being far more difficult to deal with. And so just to know that a huge part of why you might be finding it so difficult to love your body is because right now you're using it as a tool to make yourself feel a little bit more powerful and a little bit more in control, whereas in other areas of your life you don't feel that way, right? So you're scapegoating your need for emotional power, your need for asserting yourself in your life, and asserting yourself in your relationships, and asserting yourself in your job, or changing your job, or changing your life, or whatever, and all these things that you might feel are way too far outside of your comfort zone to do. You say, I'll go on a diet, because that is something that you feel like you're moving forward and you're going to make yourself feel better by doing so. And so just to understand that that's normal, and that is something we are taught in our society, that, and the other thing too is even just eating, right? Like, we eat when we're sad, we eat when we're happy, we eat when we're excited, we eat when we're scared, because again, it's something that immediately is going to make you feel better in the moment. And same thing with deciding you're going to go on a diet, or saying you're going to work out more, or even just, contemplating your body and things that you can change about it, or things that you're going to do about it, or, the things that you don't like about it. That gives you a feeling of power and control that you might not feel that you have in your emotions, or in your job, or in your relationship. So just to understand that that's the number one reason why most of us can't let go of the body hate and come into body love, because then we'd have nothing to scapegoat our other feelings onto, and that's a scary place to be for most of us. Okay, so just to give yourself that understanding that if you're really finding it difficult to find a place of love with your body, and you're resisting against the exercises that you could do to be more loving to your body, or resisting against thinking more loving thoughts about yourself, or anything like that, just to know that it's probably because it's a tool that's helping you feel powerful where you don't feel powerful in other areas of your life. Okay, so that's reason number one. And reason number two is because I think most of us truly believe that if we were to love our bodies and accept our bodies where they are right here, right now, that we're resigning ourselves to a body that we don't really like. And we really think that, if I accept myself at this weight, then I'll never lose weight and I'm going to be fat forever. Or if I accept myself at this size and I don't I'm not going to go kill myself in the gym anymore, I'm not going to do this stuff with diet anymore, blah, 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 I'm just going to love my body and accept my body and start to listen to my body. We think that, our bodies want to be fat and sick and make us unhealthy and unhappy, and we'll just have to deal with it forever. And so we have these two things of, it's giving us power and control, and it's making us feel like we have some power in our lives, where in other areas we don't feel like we have it. And it's a scapegoat so that we can focus on our eating, or focus on our diet, or, use food to help numb us out over, actually dealing with what's going on with us emotionally. And we feel that if we were to accept our bodies where they are, that we're resigning ourselves to bodies we don't actually like, and we're going to have to just, tolerate our body for the rest of our life. And so, all of that stuff is real, and all of that stuff is things that take time to move through, okay? So the real purpose of this video is just to let you know, number one, if you're struggling with loving your body and you're feeling like you can't get to a place where you love your body, just tune in with those two things. See if those two things have any resonance with you. If maybe it's true that you are feeling powerless and out of control in other areas of your life, and you're using your body as a scapegoat for that. Or if you feel like if you were to love your body, if you were to really love your body, that it just means that you're resigning yourself to a body that you don't like. And if those two things are the case, just to make space right now in your life for the solution to come. Because at the end of the day, you can only change what you acknowledge. And to acknowledge it doesn't mean you have to have the answer right now. Okay, so if you're afraid to acknowledge it because you don't know what the answer is, just know that by acknowledging it, by bringing the truth into the light, the answer is going to start to come to you, okay? You're going to get hits of what to do. You're going to attract information, you're going to attract books, you're going to attract people, things are going to come into your life to help you solve this problem, because you can only change what you acknowledge. Okay? And I've written a book, The Perception Diet, that has tools for how to overcome these things. And so if you feel like that's something you're called to, you can find that on my website, perceptiondiet.com. If not, there are literally a million other things, and you will find it. But just to know that by acknowledging it, by bringing to light the truth of what's going on with you, you are taking the first step towards becoming happier and healthier and more peaceful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want more of my help on any of this stuff, let me know down below. Contact me through my website. And if not, like, subscribe. And if you have any requests for specific things that you're dealing with that you want me to talk about in a video, I'm happy to do that. And I will see you next time. Thanks.